Hey, folks, welcome to the Generational Gap. I am Robert, your resident Gen Xer, and right over there is, I'm sorry, what's your name again, sir? John.
Jane.
Jane.
Jane, yeah.
No, you don't look anything like Jane. She's hot.
Damn it. That's true.
John, our resident millennial in the house. How are you doing tonight? John?
Fantastic.
That's it? Hey,
Yeah.
hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, Scoob. There's going to be a Scooby Doo premiering on Scooby Doo is going to be premiering. I think it's on what is it on Amazon? Like it's going
Yeah.
straight to stream theaters. New Scooby Doo movie.
I think it's actually like able to be watched now.
I think so. I
Cause
think
I,
it went live yesterday or today, right?
yeah, I think so. I don't have the Amazon thing, but I saw the option on YouTube to buy or rent. I'm not going to, but
Yeah.
I saw the option there.
I mean, there's a little part of me that's how let's see how they can fuck Scooby Doo up next.
Yeah, because the other movies were bad enough.
Hmm, enough? Were
They were
they?
bad enough. They weren't the worst movie I've ever seen, but they were bad.
We got a couple of people showing up in the chat. I see, and Ron Helton, or maybe it's two Elephant Men. I mean, you never know. I don't know. We've never seen their faces. They might both be Elephant Man. Do you remember the Elephant Man? That was
Hang on a second,
what?
real
What
quick.
is it, John? What is it?
Yeah, because D Live's buffering right now.
It shows me online here. That might be your computer. I don't know because I'm not having any.
I don't think so. I mean, if it's only happening on my end, that's cool. But
Yeah, I don't know if Ron Helton would be able to tell us. I'm not seeing anything that should be causing
hey,
concern.
what's up? Yeah, YouTube was a little laggy too.
Let me make
Shit.
sure there's
Just
nothing
close out of
running
D
in the
Live.
background that should be causing issue, and there is not. There should popping off. My internet's there. OBS is not giving me any.
Yeah,
Say I've lost a little bit of I dropped some frames. That might be what it is, but I don't know
yep.
why it would have dropped some frames unless OBS is having some connectivity issues, which it might be. It looks like it's up slow. Don't know why that would be.
Fun.
It could just be internet service provider issues. Yep, there's Wyatt in the house. We got to get that
Hey,
boy
what's
back on the
up?
show. Wyatt, you want to come on the show sometime? Talk smack, let us make
Yeah,
fun of
we
you.
Elephant Man's YouTube is laggy. It's
Wonder
not
why.
just me. I'm not just fucking with you.
I wonder why. I don't understand. I'm not seeing any issue that should be causing that.
I don't know, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
It
always
should be.
fun when this happens.
Yeah, like I said, it's. I don't know. I don't know. That one I can't. This is one of those where it's like not a normal seeing. So, but I don't know. Hey, it could just be something with Restream. It could be something
It
going
could
on
be.
there. I mean, Restream is not always kid friendly. Um,
Elephant Man said it's happening to a lot of his shows. Aw, we your show? Aw.
uh, maybe it's the NSA.
Yeah,
And
it could be a problem with. Oh no, it would be YouTube because then D Live would be fine. I don't know.
mm, yeah. Well, for it to yeah, see, Ron was having it. It was worse yesterday. It's yeah, it's one of those things. Maybe they're just doing NSA upgrades. Um,
Awesome. Eliza's gonna be our token lurking Australian.
ooh, I like
Awesome.
that. Lurking Australian. I love the word lurking.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do. I love lurking. Not that I love doing well. Okay, I like the word. The
Yeah.
activity, I will no comment.
Well, I lurk on YouTube shows and a couple of other sites where I don't post anything. I'll just lurk, and it's one of those
The lurking I like to do
lurk.
is like I like to like when there's a conversation going on in a room, I like to just kind of stand halfway in the doorway, so listening to the conversation, and you can see me if you look, but otherwise I'm just kind of lurking back there, just what's going on in here,
But man,
committing.
that's weird that you said you had the same problem last night with Beauty and the Beta. Mine was fine when I was watching it, so I don't know. And I was watching it live. It wasn't after the fact, so I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it like I'm guessing
Oh, D Live. Oh no, okay, and then now it's buffering, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
Fantastic.
it's not. It's possible that it could be a necessity to upgrade OBS, but usually I get a pop up there that tells me they need to upgrade. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
fluctuating through a lot of scenarios, but I'm like my resource usage is very low. I mean, it's not so it's not coming from my end as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Like
So
the
sorry,
compute. Yeah,
it's not our
sorry.
fault.
Everyone. Helton says everyone should have a token lurking Australian. We don't use the word token. Um,
Yeah, we only use
that's
Tolkien.
right. Tolkien lurker,
Yeah.
Australian lurker. Tolkien wasn't Australian though, was
No,
he?
he was
No.
English, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I believe he was English.
John, how is your social distancing going? And your
Um, I'm not very good at it. I keep finding myself in social situations, working and whatnot.
working and what else? Like,
Well, I mean,
I mean,
yeah, I
you
told you
definitely.
I went to my parents' house
Well,
over the
there's that. That
weekend,
doesn't
so
count. Well,
it
actually,
does count.
you're not supposed to, right?
There were more than 10 people there. We were breaking the law, breaking the law.
There were that many people in one
Yeah,
place.
I think there were like 12 people over because it was like my godmother and then her kids and then my siblings and then
Uh,
like their friends. It was yeah,
That's that I don't think that's really a bad thing though, because when it's all said and done, like here in East Orlando, that's just kind of normal households.
yeah.
You know, these high uh, procreating families in the area. It's like
Oh,
stop
hey
having
Saint, what's
children.
up? Yeah,
Yeah, I see Saint in there. And, wow, we've got lots of folks showing up. That's always fun to have folks showing up. So hopefully they get chitty chatty. But if you haven't done it already, do us a favor. And this is a huge favor. We don't ask this very often. We only like maybe what, John, twice a week. We ask this. Um,
more than that, but yeah,
Not
twice an
really.
episode at least.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't going to get into the minutia. I didn't want to seem
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
person. But if you could just reach up and reach over and hit that like button, and
That
if you
like.
haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and the notification button is nice too. And no, wait, did Robert just respond to my comment? He totally ignored me.
Yeah,
Yes, went in.
I'm
Hold on,
sorry, Ron, but you are not. I mean, come on. No,
hold on.
it's not the same thing.
In my defense,
Yeah,
when
no, we got caught up in a lot of
when we
conversations.
have guests on, much worse at
Yeah,
following
same.
along with the chat because I'm focused on the guests.
Right.
They
We
become a
take priority.
priority. It's it is what it is. Now, also continuing from that, there were two hot chicks on this Ron. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but
You've
you're
you
just you don't match up.
I mean, when it's also you've got your hens out there. I know you already put them to bed tonight, but I mean, I mean, they'll talk to you in an absence of my talking to you. So,
And
uh,
Saint makes a good point here in the chat. He says, "Remember, don't hit the dislike button because it crashes YouTube." That's true. Don't be doing that. Violated the Bros for Hose code. Yeah, well, you go ahead and tell them that they're hose. I want to see that reaction. It'll
then
be funny.
I'll say this, Ron. Then you have my apologies. I did not realize we had reached the status of bros. Um, you know, so I'm there. Then I'm sorry. I will not make that mistake again until the next time.
Right until the next time you do. Don't forget us when you have 1,000 watching. Of course not. I would love to have 1,000 watching. But yeah, no. I mean, we know who the time and who's been here since the beginning. We know. We know who you are.
It's okay, Saint. He says Ron is right. I violated the law. I do not be. I
Breaking
was
the
just gonna say I
law.
do not mind being Judas Priest every once in a
Yeah.
while, and you know, going that route. Not completely that route, but somewhere. I'm very sorry, Ron. I really am. And if you'll just go ahead and put your telephone number and address in the chat, and we'll make sure and send you
And your
so,
social security number
social
if you
security
could.
number too, so we make sure that the flowers get there very quickly. Um, so just a couple of quick things. I got to ask your opinion of something, John. Like, and, because of course we'll get to a couple of minutes talking about COVID-19, the
Yeah.
stuff going on. I mean, it just things happen.
Yeah.
Um, so here locally, Volusia County, DeLand specifically, over the weekend, uh, 3,000 people were together for a block party.
Awesome.
Now, a lot of people have been protesting, right? We've had protests
Mm-hmm.
around the country, right? They were basically protests. So, but this was a party. Like it started, obviously it was a rager. Started early in the day on Saturday and carried all the way through into.
Nice.
Um, but of course, Volusia County has a lockdown, this kind of thing. So, of course, the police have to do their job, right? And they have to go and try and break this up. They have to try and do something because people are not social distance. Not like this was a family gathering, right?
Yeah.
And it
Problem
was
with that though is that's not their job. So
whenever they do what they're told. And
not
if
if it's violates the Constitution, it isn't.
okay, but
That's the case though.
if you can tell me, hey, this is a state and a county. These are local
Yeah.
legislations putting orders into
No,
place.
there's no legislation.
I said orders into place.
No, you said legislation, but
Well, local counties, their legislators, their governments, whatever you want to
okay,
call
doesn't
it,
mean that they're allowed to.
ordinances in
Doesn't
place.
mean that they're allowed to violate the Constitution with those. So
Okay.
no, it's not their job. Is that what you wanted my opinion on?
No,
In
no,
case that's
not completely. I was that's not quite what I was going to ask you. I knew you would probably lean that way in that thinking, even though it's wrong.
It's not. It's absolutely correct.
Hey, states' rights, right? States can, if states
Not if it
have
violates the Constitution.
then you have to take that to the Supreme Court, not break the law.
No, you don't have to take it all the way to the Supreme Court.
But you do. You need to go to the
No.
Supreme Court. You need to go to have them protect your constitutional right,
or
government, or however you want to call it.
The lower courts can do the same thing.
But the lower courts are sway of the local authority government.
Possibly.
Right. But anyway, the police, they do protect and serve, and if they're ordered by their bosses, the state, the local, county, etc., they're just doing their job, right? But these people, man, there was all sorts of shit going on. Like they were riding around with guns. The police actually observed felons handling loaded weapons, playing around with them, this kind of thing.
That's illegal.
There were people that were aggressing the police. One guy punched a cop out and ran off. They didn't catch him because that's against the law right there, right? I mean, even if the police are just out there trying to keep order, you can't punch a cop, right? That's kind of breaking the law, right?
Right. That's yeah.
So no, I don't agree with acting out that way towards the police who are just there to do a job. Like I qualify the police as first responders, and that's kind of what I want to get your opinion on. And like you said, that's not their job, but technically it is their job to follow orders, right? They have to follow orders. And if they don't follow orders and they just, follow the law as they see fit, can we have, how much trust can the local citizenry have in the police to do their job if they don't follow orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, is there any way that something like this can they stand on the ground that they were just protesting, that this was I mean, it's people out drinking and partying.
Right, that's what they can stand on.
That's not a protest, is it?
No. It is still covered under the First Amendment. The right to peaceably assemble turned violent. That's completely different, obviously.
Right. Well, but
why did it turn violent? Was it violent before?
Well,
the cops showed up, or was it?
Well, it was one of those things that to be honest with you, as the day wore on and more alcohol was consumed,
More
things
people
began to
showed up,
get
I
out of
assume.
more. It began to get out of hand,
Yeah.
very out of hand. To the extent that, and police, they were there. They didn't go there so much to break it up. They went there to just maintain order and try and police social distancing, which is what of people, and
Right,
that
which
was
that's the unconstitutional part. But the reason why they showed up isn't,
well,
or
it.
is acceptable. Whatever.
Yeah, and this is where again, I get this constitutionality art. We're, I mean, it's, I don't know, it's so weird to me that we expect people to put laws and orders into place. Every one of them will violate the Constitution in some way or another.
Well,
Like
no, we
almost
don't expect
everything
them to do
could.
that. They shouldn't be doing that. There should be very, very few laws in the books.
Well,
But
sure, but
there's
I,
like I don't even know how many. I'm not even trying to
I mean, the
guess.
Constitution doesn't,
Millions.
the Constitution doesn't say anything about people. So, I mean,
Well, it does. It's violating the right to life.
is that an amendment in the Constitution?
Well, no, it's life, liberty, and the
Right.
pursuit of happiness is in the
Sure.
preamble.
You have a right to life. It doesn't mean that you don't have a right to, death. I mean, you have a right to life. If you're alive, you're fine. Yeah, you had life. If somebody kills you, it's not like they're taking, you know, something. You had something. You had it. It's not,
And then someone violates it by taking it from you.
how?
And
Where
yeah,
where
Michael
is that a
Vega, we know
violation?
it's
It's a
like,
law. That's a law put in place.
yeah, that's one of the acceptable laws. Is
Uh,
murder. Yeah,
acceptable laws.
yeah.
But that doesn't speak to true liberty, does it?
It does. Yeah, no, it does. It protects your rights. It protects
No, I'm just
you from having
saying
your rights violated.
telling somebody you can't steal, kill, and all of that, that's not
It
restricted.
is.
That's liberties taken away from you. Why don't I have
Yeah,
the right to go and hold up a liquor store?
protecting someone else's rights. That's why. You don't
Ah,
have the right to violate other people's rights. We've had this discussion a
but
thousand times, Robert.
it's this argument that the government isn't supposed to protect people, yet they put laws into place.
Yeah, they really don't anymore.
No, they don't. No, when it's all said and done, I don't like it's get out there and you want to express your right to be out in public, to be in a group, whatever. But I don't appreciate attacking people or aggressing people that are just there doing a job. It's
Mm,
like it's like, okay, well, either you're the police, you got to do your job or you fucking quit. What, you want the whole police department to just fuck, right?
I
I
mean, it'd
mean,
be a good start. Yeah.
is it? So do you have a problem with the police, John? I mean, who's going to go after somebody that, say, killed someone you care about? Who
I
do we,
will.
if we don't have the police, who's going to do it?
So, I'm obviously I'm fine with some police. It's the fact first of all they're so militarized now. That's a terrible thing, and obviously they're enforcing laws that shouldn't be on the books at all. And a lot of these things are at their discretion. It's not like they're required to arrest people for certain things.
Sure, they could have gone helter skelter and arrested all 3,000 of those,
Like good luck,
but they did not. They
right?
weren't. They wound up arresting two people out of the whole batch. Right? There were only like two arrests made.
They
So
problem
it's
solved them.
it's not like they were being crazy, but that's the thing. Their very presence, really initiated a lot of this stuff, and that's what I have a problem with. In this chaos that we've got going on in this present situation, this is the kind of thing that we get to where it's just like, fuck, how fucked up are you people going to get? And then all
Yeah.
the Karens. I love seeing all the Karens running around.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
saw
my god.
I saw another one today in one of a store, and she's like, well, I have a medical condition that prevents me from wearing a mask, and because of HIPAA laws, I don't have to tell you what it is.
True. I mean,
And
she's
they're
right
like,
about
well,
that.
ma'am, we I can't allow you to come into the store. The store manager's telling her, it's like, I can't allow you to come into the store. We're happy to help you shop. Well, I might have private things that I want to purchase. Well, how private is it going to be if you're running it past a goddamn checkout girl, right? I mean, it is your shit. And he's like, no, we can, we'll be happy to shop. Giving them your credit card when you pay for it already. You're giving them
Well,
all your credit card information.
not in the same way, not without supervision. They can't just go into the thing and use it. Not easily, at least.
Not
So like the
easily.
whatever
That is
keypad thing.
correct. Not easily. But
It'd be a lot easier if
I've been
someone
in the
places it
service.
in your hand and doesn't watch.
I've
You
been
know
in
what I
the
mean? It's
service
totally.
long enough to know how many different ways there are to
Oh
just
yeah.
take that information and run with it.
Yeah, I mean, you
You
just
know,
get the imprint of the card,
I mean,
on like a piece of paper or something, and you can get.
but it was a weak argument. It was kind of a weak argument, and
I guess.
and then she gets kind of pissy at the guy who's out front, because like most stores, smart stores have somebody outside cleaning the carts for you before you go in. They're wiping them down and handing you a cart so it's been disinfected, etc. And he's out there, and while she's waiting on the manager to get the number, because she's like, "Oh, well, you can expect a lawsuit," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, "I file a lawsuit."
Yeah,
But
she's not going to.
this guy's out there. He's got music playing and he's dancing, and she's like, "Well, you seem awfully happy." And he tells her, she's like, "Why are you so happy?" And he's like, "Well, to be honest with you, I'm a bartender, and right now I got no work. So they gave me a job here, so I'm happy. I'm making money."
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're happy denying me my blah, blah. Oh shit, lady. Come on, Karen. Don't
It's
go
not her
off on the
right to
poor
go
guy.
into a store. Yeah, it has nothing to do with him either.
Right? He's just
Yeah.
like the guy that's making sure you got a clean cart before you go in. It's not his fault. He's asked by his company enforce these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny. But so I saw something today. There's a new story out. I don't know if you've noticed lately, there's been a rash, as it were, of like the UFOs have taken off again, right?
Yeah, so like sweet, we can fly around, safely.
But I don't know if you've noticed it over the last couple of 2 or 3 years. It's like the increasing. We're going through another phase of increased UFO sightings and stuff like this, and people looking for this, that, and the other. Of course, I'm sure a lot of these tinfoils out there are trying to find the proof that the lizard people exist, kind of thing. I know you believe in the lizard people, John, but
I, for one, welcome our lizard overlords.
But you've heard of Scott Waring, right?
No.
Are you not familiar with him?
No.
He's a expert ufologist, as it we can say I use the term expert loosely, of course.
Right.
But
I mean, you can be an expert in that. You can totally be an expert in that.
Can you?
Yeah, you can be an expert like in the history of it, the ability to like debunk photos and videos, that sort of thing. You can still be an expert in it just because something might not be the case. I don't know.
Saint, real quick in the chat about the mask. Saint said he's in Tennessee, and they're not asked to wear masks. Michael Vega said he had to wear a mask to go into Goodwill today. Big gay, court, protect my own Roberts. Don't need no government for that. Yeah, I get you.
That's right,
I get you. Goodwills aren't open here, by the way. They haven't opened ours yet. They don't will right now. Oh yeah, and I had to point this out. Michael Vega said the SS were just doing their job. Hey,
right.
You know what? That's welcome to everybody who's in some sort of military position. I mean, think of the shit that we ask our military to do.
Oh yeah.
It's as bad as the SS, in my opinion, sometimes.
Well, a lot of that stuff is technically illegal, and you can actually be prosecuted for following an illegal order.
Well, but the problem with that is usually we don't find out that the order was illegal till after the fact.
Right, you're not going to find out for a couple of years.
Right, nobody digs into it when it's actually happening.
Right.
But anyway, going back to the ufologists. So Scott Waring, and one of the things that appears that he's been doing is he's been spending a lot of time on fucking Google Earth. And he saw this thing in Indonesia, on one of the small islands around Indonesia, and it's kind of interesting because it's really like I've tried to wrap my head around what it is. Um, I I don't know. I guess I could share my screen with you because I know you won't see it till it pops up on
Yeah,
the.
show your screen, booty hole.
So I'm gonna put it up on the on what's it do.
Michael Vega, imagine following orders. I know, dude.
Well, it
Ridiculous.
happens. It's one of them there things. Let me see if I can't share a little screen action with you
Do it.
and show you what I got. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be showing all that private stuff.
Are there privates? I don't think I was showing it to anybody but you. They're not seeing it on the screen. The
Okay,
internet
alright,
pulled up
yeah.
on the screen, but
Ah, look
this
at
is better.
you.
There
Oh,
we go.
good stuff.
There, I'll just show. That way, I can just share specifically the I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I don't need to see your face.
this is what he found on Google Earth on
It
this
looks like a
island.
blue vagina.
Right? It does look a little bit like that. So, in your less than expert opinion, what the fuck does that look like to you?
For things.
Like
Some
what?
kind
You
of
know,
fenced
really? A
in.
number of things?
It could be any number of things, in fact. You could find any number. No, I mean, I'm trying to think of what it could be. Probably some kind of fenced in enclosure.
Now,
Um,
I will
it,
say that
that does not look like a UFO, though. It looks more like a vagina than a UFO.
it's, I'm looking at it looks like a tiered around it, like
Right.
it goes up, but then there's something right in the middle. Now, I don't know if,
You said it was in, right? So it's
correct.
probably not like a skate park thing,
And
or I
this is,
don't
well,
know.
no, and this is on like more or less an unused island. If you notice right down here, it's not completely unused, and I don't know if you just to the right over where you see the cloudy water, etc. There's some water, like maybe it's a boat or something to that extent. I'm not sure what that is. Not easy to make out. Um,
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a UFO because, first of all, it's not flying, so it's not an unidentified flying object. It's just a UO at the moment.
Right. Now he claims it's a base, and he says we can tell from
Mm.
looking at it that the UFO flew through this doorway, was leaving an underground base. He says, how do we know this? Because the deeper insides of the tunnel are collapsed and closed in. So basically, where I see that it might be. His claim is that it's going inward, that
Well,
it's going
yeah, it might
downward.
be.
But if you look to the left, that shadow from raised elevation, not from
Well, it could be tiered
descending.
going up, and then you go inside of it.
Right, but
At the same time, though, why build? Why build it like that?
well,
Why
that
not have it open directly
tell you
over?
why. As
Okay.
one commenter said,
Hey, that commander's name was John.
one commenter took things a step further, stating, I entrance specifically for interstellar ships. It is well known that
Well known.
reptiloids, the species of our planet, use cigar-shaped ships or cylindrical-shaped ships. And now, look at the shape of the entrance. Clearly for their ships. And there you have it, John. It's for the
It must
reptiloids.
be.
That is
Well,
for.
obviously that's what it would be for. But I'm saying, why would you build it above the ground like that?
Well, that's just it. My thought is that the Google image caught it while it was open, but it's on a remote island where no is supposed to be going. It's not like it's a well traveled. You don't
Right.
see a lot of structures and everything on the island, that kind of thing. So
Have you
that
that island on Google Earth for yourself?
yeah, it's you know well I try Google Earth. I hate Google Earth because it sucks so much resources. And I was going to pull it up and have it on here, but
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know.
saying here. I'm just saying like of this article. Did you go
No,
look at it?
I think it's okay. It's just something. I I don't I don't know that it wouldn't be a UFO launching point. I don't see how a ship would go in and out of that. I'm not seeing anything indicating that that would die in any way, shape, or form, or do anything like that.
Right.
You know, it's just there are weird fucking things. Well, things on this earth that just look weird from the fucking sky.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, go fly in an airplane and just, look down at the ground as it passes under you, and you're like, what the fuck is that? There's so
Yeah.
many times you can just be like, what the fuck is that? And it's totally something innocuous. It's nothing, right? It's just the layout. It's just the way roads converge. It's just this, that, or the other thing. But there's been I do think there's been an increase in activity of people looking at this, talking about this, or finding new things, or looking for more things. And I'm curious as to what you think the reason behind that is. Why we're suddenly having an upswing in UFO sightings or UFO talk.
Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things that happens every, decade.
It's just purely
Yeah. I
cyclical.
mean it is. Especially now with the internet and everything.
Because I was
It's
trying to
easy
remember,
to
back to the last time we were in a cycle, and I, in my head, I just wind up going back, and I'm not talking about the random, occasional other, um,
yeah.
because I go back to the 80s, 90s. I don't
I'm talking about like
remember.
Bob Lazar, that kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, way
Yeah.
back. It's time since we really had an outbreak, but now in the last, I guess I could extend this to say the last 3 to 5 years,
Hmm.
we've been seeing a lot more of this and sightings, this, that, and the other. Is it that possible that, especially in the last, I don't know, couple of years since Space Force was being talked about, has been talked about, and now is a thing. Is it possible that we've reached some tech advancements in our military aeronauticals, that people are now starting to see more unexplainable things, more unidentified flying objects,
It's
because they're
possible.
new technology, new things we're working on
It's
from a
possible. Yeah, early 2000s Elephant Man saying, and Ed said there's also been an uptick of meth usage. There could be a correlation there.
but that's just in his.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's right there inside of Ed's house. That doesn't speak to the nation. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to. When was the last time you saw a UFO, John?
Um, this would have been 2012, maybe.
Hmm.
I actually did. I did actually see one, and I saw one on someone's video, like their house surveillance thing. I saw one there, um, but I actually saw one in person. It was crazy. It was over in Sanford, uh, in Florida, and we were driving by this neighborhood, and like, there were some like really bright lights above like a house, and so we're driving by. What the hell is that? And then it didn't turn off. It just kind of zoomed away like really fast, and that was it.
Was it was it at a distance, or was it a
It
drone?
was, and it took off like insanely fast.
I'm sorry, what time
It
of
just
day
went really
was it?
well,
Was it day or night?
like nine.
Okay, so of course it
Yeah,
was in the dark where you can't
yeah.
actually
Well, that's what.
see
Right, of
the
course.
object, just lights from it.
Yeah,
Did it have any kind of unusual light patterns to it?
I don't think
Different from an
so.
airplane or anything like that?
Well, it certainly wasn't an airplane. 'Cause like I said, it was hovering in one spot and then went off really fast. But that was
Well,
it.
well,
Yeah,
some planes can do that. Helicopters can do that.
we would have heard a helicopter though.
Would you?
Yeah,
Because, there's some silent running helicopters out there. Just
I mean
saying.
maybe, but it wouldn't have gone that fast. But
The last time I saw something that I couldn't explain, and even searched for it, like for a week after, looking in the news, this, that, and the other. It was when I was living out in Zep, so this would have been 5 or 6 years ago. Standing and looking off at night, of course, looking off in the sky, and see this orange light that is getting larger, like coming towards. Now this was way off in the distance, but see it getting a little bit bigger, 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 and then it just it erupts large mass of flames and pours down towards the earth.
Hmm.
And it wasn't like something that was just, maybe one random person saw it. I mean, I had three people, my girls were there. I'm like, look at this, what's going on? And they look at it. So other people had to see it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure it was potentially something falling out of the space junk potentially,
Yeah.
but nothing. I couldn't find any reports, just even random reports of anybody saying anything about having spotted something in the sky, seen it, nothing. And of course, I didn't have a device to film it at the moment. It was just kind of one of
Yeah.
those things that happened rather quickly. But I was like, what the fuck was that? And it's an alien craft that blew up on entry. It's really what it
Naturally.
had to be. It had to be.
Couldn't be anything else.
Elephant Man says, pretty sure sightings are Air Force, Space Force prototypes. And I thoroughly.
Especially here in Florida. Yeah. At least with NASA and all that.
Um,
Who
so,
knows?
so how tinfoil are you, John, from the standpoint of do you believe at any point in we'll call it recent history, and I'll use 1947 Area 51 as an example. Have we, or I should say our military, our government, gotten hands on any kind of extraterrestrial or extraworldly technology and would be making use of that to build this stuff, or is this purely human ingenuity?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, I'm asking what you think.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out like how you believe. Like the Bob Lazar thing, I believe that he believes what he's saying, and there's a lot like he's legit. When it comes to like his credentials and his story, which hasn't changed in what 30 that.
Right.
Um, and he's not looking for attention or anything. He's not looking for money. He's not looking for attention or anything. So I'm more inclined to believe him if I'm going to believe somebody over most people. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying. I try and figure it out. Because I think about it from an ingenuity. And just real quick, Ed, yes, there's
Yeah.
some issues with buffering. A couple of people have said that they've been running into that the last couple of days, whether on YouTube. I'm seeing some output issues, but it's not based on my internet. So if it's got something to do with OBS or Restream, though I noticed you didn't have any on yours, but I don't know how you're going in, whether it's just OBS Studio, Streamlabs.
Oh, apparently it's constant now, according to Ron Helton. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, to make up,
I
since Ed gave an ice cream and Elephant Man donated a lemon, I'm gonna open up the chest for you guys.
Yeah, don't be surprised by what Florida might do, Ron.
And distribute rewards. 30 seconds. As soon as you hear this, you'll get it. I think Florida has their internet lockdown as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lurking. Nice. So we have a lurking Australian and a lurking Colorado, and
Lurking Boulder. Just go with.
that's fine.
Yeah, I have to address that. Like I said, see if I can solve OBS. But with you know, I wonder if we're not seeing a lot of like private doing things with aeronautical technologies. Because you remember when was it Obama or before him that put it out there, put out the $1 million prize for whoever could send a rocket up and bring it back down successfully, land it back, send it up into the upper atmosphere and bring it back down. This happened quite a few years ago. They got SpaceX, what is it? SpaceX going, doing a lot of things. Elon Musk, all of that.
Mm.
Do and then there's what is it? Brannon, Virgin Airlines. What's his name? Richard Brannon.
Yeah, I don't
Are you
know.
not familiar with him? He's the guy that's going to do. He's supposed to be doing the first uh, low atmosphere space travel. He's supposed to supposedly be working on it. Virgin Intergalactic, I think is what he was going to call it, or was one of the names he was
Cute.
throwing
Yeah.
around. Where you could pay $200,000 and get in a fancy jet and go up into the lower atmosphere and you know hang out up there, experience zero G, and then come back down to the planet, that kind of stuff. So, I wonder how many private companies are doing this, that might be a mix of these different things that people are seeing. Um, because if there were technology things that, if we're using technology that can do some of the things that people are seeing these things do, then, again, fucking why are we holding on to it? Why are we, the government, of course, you know, isn't it just smarter to put these technologies into everyday use? Like well, I guess not. I guess it goes against the oil industry to put out a more feasible, cleaner way
Yeah.
to super travel, right? Um, much like the water combustion engine from that supposedly was invented put together in the 70s, an efficient one.
They made a car that runs on water, man. you you seen the that '70s show?
Yeah.
And, yeah, like every time they're in the smoking circle, he's like, "They made a car that
well
runs on water,
well,
man."
I've told you about this before, back in
Yeah,
hemp vehicle,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they made a
yeah,
hemp biofuel, and like
yeah,
the bulk of the car was built from hemp product.
yeah,
Even like hemp fiberglass that they had made, and a hemp biofuel, and it got quashed,
yeah.
and just stepped on it. I'm like, fuck, God, that would have been great. Um, but I don't know. Is our government that smart enough to really advance our have that kind of advanced technology?
I mean, if you believe the Roswell thing, then they've had what 7 to work on it. I mean, even a baboon with a hammer could do something in that time. You know, I don't know.
The only problem I have with Roswell is like if I were an alien civilization that would go down and all of that, like I would assume they can monitor us, right?
You would assume they would have, at least have like GPS tracking,
Right? They would
on there.
like they would have come for their shit, right? They would have come and
Yeah,
got their shit. They would have, I mean, we and besides, we know how aeronautics are. I mean, only one spaceship crash in all these years. Come on,
that
they
we
can't.
know of.
Aliens are only human. Wait.
Right.
Alan says he was playing with OBS the other day as their way to stream and still watch the streams of others with the audio on. Yes, there is, as long as so for instance, if Ed was streaming right now, I could pull his up, and as long as I turn the desktop audio off in OBS, no one will hear what he's saying. I could still watch that, and I could still sit here and talk. But now, if you're with somebody else, like I'm here with John, I have audio is important because
Yeah.
that's where his sound is coming from. So therefore, I cannot watch somebody else's stream and listen to it. I can watch it to it.
Could.
Elephant Man says the very first
Sure you
automobile
could.
was electric, but gas was a waste product for home heating oil, so it was dirt cheap and very energy dense. The first automobile was electric.
I did not know that.
Elon Musk is a reptilian and he's been around for a long time. He made the first electric cars and then they shut him down. Now he's trying to make a comeback. See, I'm
Yeah, what
showing
is
good
going
output
on?
on OBS Elephant Man, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll be, and I don't know. Fucking, it's crazy. I don't understand technology. Do I look like somebody who understands technology?
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
No, apparently the treasure chest on D Live didn't open, but it's saying that it's too close to the last time I opened it. Meanwhile,
Did you click on it
everything's
more
still
than
in there.
once, or did you try and do it more than once?
Well, I mean, yeah, first time. We'll figure it out off the air. I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Technology is fucking with me too. Like I went to order something from Wawa through their app to go pick it up, so I placed the order, and it wasn't showing that it had gone through. It
Hmm.
walked through all the steps and it was like, okay, you're all set. And I went to pull the order up, so I have it, and it's not there. It's not showing any order. So I'm like, all right, fuck. So I did it again and went through the same
Uh,
thing and the glitch, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. It's not showing my order. My order didn't go through, so I'll just go up and I'll order it there. And then I get there and I go and I place my order and get all my stuff and check out, and I go over to wait for my food. And here's the guy back there. I'm watching him. He's making my sandwich, and he stops for a minute and he goes, there's a sandwich sitting in the window, and he's like, is there a robber here? Pick it up, order, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, that fucked me. It told me it didn't place the order,
but it did.
but there it is, right? There's the order.
Oh God. Yeah. So Ed's asking, Florida man? Well, that would be Hernando de Soto, which has been brought to your attention by the man with the mojo, Iyama Fagoso, as they say.
So who is Hernando? How is he the first Florida man?
It's an inside joke from Stephen Igaramus' channel, like from way back.
Ah,
Yeah, so he put that line into the chorus of one of his songs off the album that he just released.
gotcha. We do in radio now. Like one of our radio stations has a guy
No
that's on
shit.
there. His show is called Florida Man Radio.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's kind of funny. He's very out. He's kind of an outspoken, the whole 9 yards. Shock jock, as it were. That's what he attempts. All right. So, John, have you got anything else exciting that you want to talk about? Just anything? Have we got anything coming up? Any fun?
We unfortunately don't have anything coming up.
We should have something coming up.
We should, yeah, should do stuff.
Now, I am gonna tell you this. Say for our show, I may have someone in the studio who is probably not going to be joining on the show, but she will be in the studio. So we're going to have to keep it just a little bit more tame than we normally do because of, you know, my daughter's coming, and one of my daughters is coming, and she's going to hang out with me for the night, watch me do the show, spend the night.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I'm actually, she's,
So what you're saying is you have to keep it tame
well,
because she's not going to be able to
well,
hear me.
you have to do the tame thing that I'm doing.
Haha.
See,
See what you did there.
uh, we need
Ron
something
Hub.
fun. Bring back the two hot chicks. Pornhub is one click away.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
after our show, of course. You can warm up on our show, and
Ron
then
Helton
you're
strikes me
done.
as a multitasker.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does watch like
He had to
mine.
do
So
something on OBS and watch other streams at the same time.
yeah.
So he's a multitasker.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's the aliens messing with us, elephant.
It's got to
Yeah,
be.
stuff is overrated.
Yeah, I'll go into the details. It could, watch it be something just as simple as maybe I just need to reboot my computer because I do leave it on like 24/7.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
No,
Why
it's
would you do
not.
that? It is. That's dumb.
I'm
You're
just gonna.
overworking it.
No, no, you're
It
not
needs
over.
to.
It does go into a sleep mode whenever it needs to. Um,
Yeah, dad joke. I know.
Way back, in the early days, one of the things that you learned about your computer that it was actually, you know, it was said that it was harder on your well, on a day-to-day basis, like shutting it down. Whenever you're done with it, rebooting it, that it's harder on the system to go through all the reboot and everything. Which, this was, of course, this is earlier days of the
Yeah.
computing industry, but They said it was better to leave it on, let it go into a hibernate mode or a sleep mode, whatever, but leave the system on so it didn't have to go through the rigors of booting up. So I actually kind of got into that habit for years and years with computers, to where if it's a laptop, yeah, I just, I don't even shut the, you shut the lid and that automatically throws it into a closed mode. Um, but it could be something simple like I need to reboot my computer. I try and do it, Well, actually, it was rebooted 3 days ago at the latest Windows update, so it's not been that long. But I do believe it has something to do with the aliens, the reptiloids. So, Helton's girlfriend thinks he's a
Hilton,
stalker.
Hilton over there being
Well, she's not
making
his
dad
girlfriend.
jokes. Yeah, making dad jokes over there.
And he spot a blind man at a nude beach. It's not that hard. That's sweet stuff right there. That's good humor right there.
Dad joke
That's the
humor. And
real.
yeah, Ed cut up his Trump bucks. I saw the pictures.
Yes. Oh my God, Ed. I'm just, I'm, I don't believe in anything, but I'm gonna say a prayer for you that thing that note goes unread. I really do.
Yeah.
Because there's just that one part of it where I'm just like, our government, leave it to our government to be stupid enough to be stupid about
Well,
that.
yeah, it could be
Yeah,
interpreted
easily
as a threat.
interpreted, right?
Yeah.
After the Patriot Act, everything is fair game. So it's like I would never anything bad to happen to you, Ed. I think that one little bit may have, you know, risky behavior. Risky behavior, sir. I told my wife about him cutting up his check. She said, "Fuck him. He could have given it to me."
That's what I said.
Right? Yeah, he could have given me that check.
That's what I said. Yeah. But
Uh,
no.
but anyway, so all right. Well, let's wrap this shit up, John. So, would you try and inform these people? Oh, good. We're uploading nothing right now.
Oh, awesome.
Oh no, now we are. No, we're not. Now we are. No, we're not. Anyway, I think we're getting audio a lot. Audio.
I think the audio is fine. So anyway,
This is fucked. Tell them where they can
uh,
find us, John.
yes. Firstly, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button, the little bell thingy. Just do that stuff real quick if you haven't already. And you can find all of our links down in the description. You can find our Twitter at the GenGapP. Find our Discord server, which is freaking awesome. So if you're not there yet right now, just go do that because it's fun. You can also find us on freedomscoop.com. You can find our stuff. You can find J. Edgar over here, Stephen Ignoramus, R-rated conservative. You can find Wyatt from Roundtable Decision, and you can now newly find the Freckles and Brit show, the two women that we just had on Friday. So you can go see their stuff over there as well, and you can buy our merch while you're over there. Such as this shirt. Hopefully that shows up later. You can also get coffee mugs over there and other Freedom Scoop stuff. And if Gen Gap at checkout, you'll get 15% off. So that's pretty sweet.
Nice. Ed destroyed government property. That will probably entail a probe. Just so you'll know, Ed will send back. He will deny the money. But if I know Ed well enough, he will not deny the probe. He'll accept the probe. Please go ahead. All right, we're gonna get the hell out of here. If you want, why don't you come check us out on Friday at 8:30? We'll be here at 8:30 East for our regular Friday night show. Starts at 8:30. Did I say that? Eastern time, the only true time zone.
Right, correct.
And of course, we'll be back again next Monday for another rousing episode of Shooting the Shit. In the meantime, please, do your thing. Stay somewhat safe. Don't attack anybody.
Yeah.
And observe that nap. In fact, go take a nap. That's just the easier option. Just take a nap. But sorry for all this shit that we got to go through. But make the most of it as we can, and and hope that they send Ed stimulus checks to one of us.
Yep.
Ed didn't want to hear you guys take it. Thank you. All right, we're going to get the hell out of here. Thank you very much, folks, for joining us tonight, lurking or otherwise. And glad to see you again come Friday. Outside of that, stay safe, be good, and John, have yourself a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
The war will begin.